Hello everyone. So today we're going to look at a question from method of differentiation. Now the question is, if f of x is given as a function, it is given in the form of 3 cross 3 determinant, as you can see. Now the first row is x is to the power of n factorial 2. Second row is cos of x, cos of n pi by 2, 4. And third row is sin of x, sin of n pi by 2 and 8. And here n is a constant. Now our question is, if f of x is given in this form 3 cross 3 determinant, find the nth derivative of f of x at this particular value, that is x is equal to 0. This is our question. So now in the next slide I'm going to solve this question, and feel free to pause the video and try this. Now our question is, if f of x is given in the form of 3 cross 3 determinant, our objective of the question is to differentiate f of x n times at x is equal to 0. So rather than opening the determinant, I'll differentiate the determinant column wise. So f dash of x, let me calculate f dash of x, that is nothing but dy by dx. I'm differentiating this function with respect to x. Now I'm differentiating first column. Now here n is a constant. It is given that n is a constant. So differentiation of x is to power of n. The first element will be n into x is to power n minus 1. Similarly, differentiation of cos of x with respect to x will be minus sin of x. Similarly, cos of x. Now second column and third column will remain intact. So that is n factorial cos of n pi by 2 sin of n pi by 2. Similarly, 2, 4 and 8. Now I'll differentiate second column and I'll keep column 1 and column 3 intact. Now x is to power of n will remain as it is. Similarly, cos of x and sin of x. Now I'll differentiate n factorial. See here, if n is a constant, then n factorial is also constant, and differentiation of a constant is 0. So similarly, cos of n pi by 2 will be again 0. Similarly, sin pi n pi by 2 again will be 0, and the column 3 will remain intact, that is 2, 4 and 8. Now one more determinant will come, that means differentiation of column 3, and column 1 and column 2 will remain intact, that is x is to power of n cos of x sin of x n factorial cos of n pi by 2 and sin of n pi by 2. Now column 3 is consist of constant, that is 2, 4 and 8. Now differentiation of 2, 4 and 8 constant with respect to x will be 0, 0, 0. Now one thing I have observed here is, see determinant 2. In determinant 2, column 2 is 0, 0, 0. If all the entries are 0, that means determinant value will be equal to 0. Similarly, in determinant 3, the column 3 is exactly 0, 0, 0. So the value of the determinant 3 will be 0. That means by differentiating f of x, I got only one determinant rather than 3 determinants, because the value of the second determinant and third determinant will be 0. Similarly, if I calculate f double dash of x and f triple dash of x, I got to know that I'll only get one determinant, which is differentiation of first column only. Second and third column will automatically become 0. So that means I have to differentiate first column n times to calculate the nth derivative of f of x. So that means I have to differentiate x is to power of n times, cos of x n times and sin of x n times. So let's learn the nth derivative of sin of x, cos of x and x is to power of n in next slide. Now in the previous slide we got to know that if I want to differentiate f of x n times, I have to differentiate these three functions n times, that is sin of x, cos of x and x is to power of n. So now let's learn how to differentiate sin of x, cos of x and x is to power of n times. So first I'll take y is equal to sin of x, and I'll differentiate this function once. So the derivative dy by dx I'm representing with y1, and differentiation of sin of x with respect to x is cos of x. Similarly, the second order derivative, that is y2, d2y by dx square will be differentiation of cos of x, that is minus sin of x, and I'm representing this with y2. Similarly, the third derivative, that is y3. y3 will be differentiation of sin of x with respect to x and negative included, so minus cos of x. Similarly, the fourth order derivative, that is y4, is differentiation of cos of x is minus sin of x, that is minus or minus plus sin of x. Similarly, y5 will be equal to cos of x, and y6, sixth order derivative, that will be equal to minus sin of x. Now I can generalize the nth order derivative of sin of x. That means if I differentiate sin of x n times, what will be the outcome? So now I can generalize if I differentiate sine of x once, that means I can see this is as in the angle x I'm adding pi by 2. That means if you add in sine pi by 2, you'll get sine x plus pi by 2. Now if this is a multiple of pi by 2, sine will change to cos, and we are landing in second quadrant. That means sine is positive. So we'll get cos of x. Similarly, you can see this as, again if we differentiate, we are adding pi by 2 in the angle. If I add pi by 2 in the angle, we'll get cos of x plus pi by 2, that is minus sine of x. Now again you can see this as, if I differentiate this again, I'm adding pi by 2 in the angle, that is x plus pi by 2, and sine of x plus pi by 2 is cos of x, and with a negative sign. Similarly, if I add pi by 2 here, pi by 2 here, and pi by 2 here, so this cycle goes on. That means if I'm differentiating sine of x n times, that means I have to add pi by 2 n times, because for single derivative I am adding pi by 2, again pi by 2, pi by 2, as you can see every time pi by 2. Now to calculate the nth derivative of sine of x, now the meaning of this is I'm adding n pi by 2, n times pi by 2 in the angle, and what will be my outcome? Sine of x plus n pi by 2 is my nth order derivative of sine of x. Similarly, we can generalize this for cos of x. So let's say y is equal to cos of x. Now I want to differentiate cos of x n times. So let's differentiate this one time, that is dy by dx. I'm representing with y1 again, and that is minus sine of x, differentiation of cos of x with respect to x. Similarly, second order derivative, that is d2y by dx square, will be differentiation of minus sine of x, that is minus cos of x. Now y3 will be differentiation of minus cos of x, that is sine of x, and y4 will be equal to differentiation of sine of x, that is cos of x, and y5 will be equal to minus sine of x, and y6 will be equal to minus cos of x. Now we'll generalize using these results. Now here I can generalize easily, that is again if I differentiate once, I'm adding pi by 2 angle here in x, so this will become cos of x plus pi by 2. Now cos of x plus pi by 2 is, the t ratio will change, cos to sine, and we are landing in second quadrant. That's why a negative sign will appear. So differentiation of cos of x can be written as cos of x plus pi by 2. Similarly, if I differentiate sine of x, that means I'm adding one angle in x, that is pi by 2. Again, if I add angle, one more angle, that is pi by 2 here, I'll get sine of x. Again, if I add one more angle, that is pi by 2, I'll get cos of x, and this cycle goes on, as you can see here. So again I can generalize here, that means differentiating one means adding pi by 2 angle. Now differentiating n times. So if I differentiate cos of x n times, that means I'm adding n pi by 2 angle, that is cos of x plus n pi by 2. So I can generalize. Similarly, I'll generalize for x raised to power of n in the next slide. Now in the previous slide, I have generalized the nth derivative of sine of x and cos of x. Now I'll generalize for x raised to power of n. Let's say y is equal to x raised to power of n. Now let's calculate the first derivative, that is y dash will be n into x raised to power n minus 1. Similarly, y double dash, that is second order derivative, will be equal to n into n minus 1 x raised to power n minus 2. Similarly, y triple dash will be equal to n into n minus 1, similarly n minus 2, and x raised to power n minus 3. That means if I'm differentiating 3 times, the power is reducing 3 times. Similarly, if I calculate the nth derivative, we'll get this as n into n minus 1 into n minus 2, so on up to 3, 2 and 1, and we'll get x raised to power 0, because we'll get this as x raised to power n minus n, that is x raised to power 0, and that is 1. So y, the nth derivative of y, that will be equal to, you can see this expression, that is n into n minus 1, n minus 2, and so on up to 3 to 1 will be equal to n factorial. So the nth derivative of x raised to power of n will be equal to n factorial here. Now I'm going to solve the question in the next slide. Now in the previous slide, we have discussed the differentiation of f of x as well as the nth order differentiation of x raised to power of n, cos of x and sin of x. Now if I want to differentiate f of x one time, I'll be getting 3 determinant. Now out of the 3 determinant, I told you 2 of the determinant will automatically become 0, because as soon as you differentiate the second column and third column, the entries will become 0, 0, 0 and 0, 0, 0. So the value of determinant will be 0. That means I have to differentiate only the first column. If I differentiate once, if I differentiate twice, then I have to differentiate the column 1 twice. Similarly, if I differentiate n times, that means I have to differentiate the column 1 n times. So let's calculate. We'll calculate the nth order differentiation of f of x with respect to x. That means I have to differentiate column 1 n times. And now that we have generalized, the differentiation of x raised to power of n times will be n factorial. Similarly, differentiation of cos of x n times will be cos of x plus n pi by 2. Similarly, differentiation of sine of x n times will be sine of x plus n pi by 2. Now, the column 2 and column 3 will remain intact. That is n factorial cos of n pi by 2 sine of n pi by 2, and corresponding the third column will be 2, 4 and 8. Now they want the derivative at particular point, that is x is equal to 0. So we'll substitute this value here and we'll get one determinant. That is n factorial will remain n factorial here, first entry. Second entry is cos of n pi by 2, because as soon as you put 0 you will get cos of n pi by 2. Similarly, sine of n pi by 2. Now the second column will remain as it is, that is n factorial cos of n pi by 2 sine of n pi by 2, and the third column will remain as it is because it is independent of x, that is 2, 4 and 8. Now we got this determinant. The value of this determinant easily we can calculate. Why? Because as you can see here, two columns are same. The first column and second columns are identical. It's a property of determinant. If two columns are identical in a determinant, then the value will be equal to 0. So our final answer is 0, and that'll be all.